So today's class is Designs 101. It's going to be kind of a shorter class today. We're going to go over some different templates in Command as well as the templates available on our Scott Leroy marketing site. So right now I am on the sign-in page for Command. You can access this by going to agent.kw.com. This is the login page. And your username and password are the same as your MyKW username and password, so you can go ahead and type those in. I will give you a moment to get signed in as well. And once you do that, it's going to bring you to your Command dashboard. So before we actually go in and create any marketing materials today, we're going to go to our marketing profile. Before we create anything, we really want to make sure that our information is up to date. We want to make sure we have current contact information as well as the right photo and logos, because that will generate onto the marketing pieces that you create. So we're going to go up to the top right and you can click on your name. I'm in Scott's account. And then we'll click Settings. From here, we will click Connect Settings on the left. And from that little drop down, we'll click Marketing Profile. Alright, so this is where your marketing materials as well as your Command IDX site, this is where they pull the information from. So to save yourself some time so you don't have to update your information on every single piece that you create, you can come here first and this will all populate onto those items. So if you scroll down, you can see it starts with a couple images. There is a spot for your photo and your team logo. Don't put your office logo here. There is actually a spot down below for your office logo, and I'll point that out. It does recommend that the photo is 360 by 360, so it does need to be a square. If it's not a square, you might notice that your face will look a little wonky. It'll kind of distort it. So make sure you do have your photo and your logo in a square. And then if we scroll down, you can see there is some spots for our details, so our contact information. Anything with this little red star, of course, is required, so we need a first name and a last name, and then some extra information like your agent license number, team name, any designations or credentials that you may have, a spot for your bio, and for the bio you can drag this box to make it a little larger to see your full bio here. Some more required information, your mobile number, office number, and email. There are also spots for a fax number and your website. Then the marketing center or market center information, this is all required as well. Market center name, phone number, and address. Make sure you are using the office address, not your home address. And then you can see to the left, this is where you would add in the logo for your office. A lot of the offices have a custom logo specific to them, so make sure that's added in here. And if you've gone through our setup process, we do set this up for you. Keep on scrolling. Compliance. We have each Keller Williams office is individually owned and operated. This is not where you would put in those legal footers that may be required from your board. There are different spots to put in those, like on the website and on the marketing materials. So usually here we just put this. And then some optional spaces for your social media profile. So we recommend only putting in links to social media profiles that are specifically for your real estate business. I wouldn't recommend putting your personal Facebook, your personal Instagram, things like that, but you can enter those URLs here and those will populate onto your website and your marketing materials. Facebook Pixel and Google Analytics, we can just skip over that. That is for tracking for your website. And then lastly, your branded KW app link. So on some of the pieces and like some of the emails and the website, there is a space button that'll say click here to download my mobile app. So you want to make sure your mobile app link is in this box, and if you have trouble finding it, don't know where to get this link, go ahead and reach out to us. We can help you find that. But once this is all up to date, you can go ahead and click Save down at the bottom, and this will update right away. We'll go ahead and exit out of that. So now we're going to jump into Designs in Command. So I'm going to go over to the far left, over to these icons over here, and we'll go down to the one that looks like either like a sketch pad and a pencil or maybe a tablet. This used to be called Sketchhouse. It is now called Designs. So we'll go ahead and click on that icon. All right, so this does bring you into Designs. It brings you into your designs first, so you can see any pieces that you have worked on in the past. It says My Design Templates, and then you can scroll through them. Wow, it looks like we have 188 different designs we've done in here. And then you can sort these by email to see all the email pieces you've created, any landing pages, social media pieces, print pieces, and then agent sites are here as well. So this is how you can access, like I said, your pieces you've worked on in the past. You can go back in and edit these. If you click on this little ... you can actually change the cover image or delete the piece. But if you wanted to create something new, you would go down to the bottom and click on this little plus sign. And then that'll pull up the Create Design box. And you can choose whether to create an email piece, a social piece, and a print piece. Today I'm going to be showing you different social and print pieces. So let's click on social first. And then if you are working on advertising a listing, maybe you're doing like a just listed post, something like that, you do have the option to import that listing from KWLS, which is really cool. So I'm going to go ahead and click this box here. We do want to import photos and text from a listing, and then click Next. Alright, so this does pull up KWLS. You can search for your property. Right now we're looking at all listings. If you only wanted to view yours, you could change this little box here, and it will pull up your listing. Scott isn't an agent, so it's not showing anything. But if I change this to all listings, there we go, it starts to populate. So I don't have a specific listing in mind for today, so I'll just pick this one. It looks nice. So you can go in here, you can search by property address or MLS number, use this box here to find your listing or the listing that you're working with, and then click Select. So now it's going to bring us, so sometimes it does make you log in. We are switching over to a new site now. So go ahead and type in that same username and password, and then it should bring us in. Alright, so now we went from Command to this site called WeBrand. And through WeBrand you have access to a lot of beautiful templates. So right now we are just in social. To go to print, which we'll do after this, we would have to go back to Command. But you can see over here on the left there are lots of different templates available to you. So these are about agent sites, there are different awards and announcements, client love, client testimonials, holiday greetings. You can create holiday pieces to post on your social media, just listed, just sold, tons of stuff on here. So I will do just listed. And then you can see when you click on the template, you can choose what type you'd like to create. So there are templates for Facebook, Instagram. You can see for Instagram they are square, Instagram stories, LinkedIn, and Twitter. So these are all formatted for these specific social media platforms. So let's do an Instagram post. And let's choose this one. So you can go in and to select the template you'd like to work on, you can just highlight that and then click the Use button up at the top right. All right, and you can see that brought us in. So now we can start to edit this piece. So for these social ones, it usually is, there's not usually a lot to it because you just want to post a simple photo and then you would probably write more about the listing down in the description. So whether that be like in the body of your Facebook post, on the caption of your Instagram post, you would put the information down there. This is just like the photo for it. So I want to switch out this background image. That's not the house that we want to use. So to do that, I can go ahead and select this, and then you can see our library is over here, but the home, there's a couple different ways you can do this. So you can click Add to Library down below if you wanted to upload an image. That will allow you to upload an image from your computer. I'll go ahead and do that a couple ways. So you can see all of our images are here. You can only have 8 images at a time in your library, so if this is full you would have to delete one to clear up more space. I don't think it really matters whether you add this to images or backgrounds. It seems to work the same. So if I wanted to upload an image from my computer, I can click on that little plus sign, find the image on my computer, select that, and that will add this to my library. So I just uploaded this photo. I can go ahead and click out of this. I just click to the side. And now what I'll do, so I've clicked on the photo that I'd like to replace. This background photo is selected. I'll go over to my library and highlight the photo I'd like to switch this out for. And then these 2 little arrows kind of looks like the recycling symbol is for replace image. If I click on that, there we go. You can see it added that in. So you can play around with that, change the sizing. A lot of the editing on here is super simple. It's basically just clicking and editing. But I actually, before we went in here, we chose a listing on KWLS. So you can do it this way, uploading images from your library. But if you go over here to the left, right now we're in images. If we go down to KWLS, you can see this is the listing that we selected. And it did pull in all of the information and all the photos. This is a beautiful house. So now what I can do, I can select this image, go over here, and it does give me the option again to replace image, and it will plop in that photo. Yes, it'll bring in the photo from the KWLS. So to import, you would just go up here to images. Somebody asked if we could show how adding in the photo again, and you would click Add to Library down below. This brings up your images. You can only have 8 in here at a time, so if you need to clear up space, you would click on this little X. But to add a photo, you would, perfect, yeah, click on the plus sign, basically imports it in here, and then you can add that to the post. So I'm going to do, I think this might look better if we do like an interior shot. So you can play around with it and see which photos work best. This is just a really cute house. Oop. So you'll see I just clicked on this photo. So when you just click on it, it just kind of plops it in on top. So then you would kind of have to monkey around with it a little bit more. For replacing images, what I would probably do, ooh, there we go, I'm hitting delete a couple times. I always select the photo that I want to swap it out for and then use that replace image button. And then it just kind of fits it in there for you. Do that a couple more times. There we go. All right, so you guys can play around with that. I'll show you when we go in and create a flyer, but it does also pull in the listing details. So if I was creating like something that had more information like this, it would be really easy to plug that in. Actually, let's see. Down here below there is the spot for the listing address. I'm clicking on that. So now what I can do, I can easily go over to my listing details. Scroll down, you can see this is the property address. I can hit that replace button again. And there you go. Super easy, it plugged in the property address. So you can see, let me zoom in a little bit more. It doesn't fit perfectly, so what I'll do is I will expand this box. This is a long city name, so I might have to tweak this a little bit. Nope. Ooh. So you can see I'm just kind of clicking and editing. So, but I'm clicking the wrong things. And also, I'll point out, you can see as I'm moving this box or different items, Command or WeBrand has these awesome like grid lines and everything kind of snaps into place. So it makes it really easy to make sure that all of your stuff is lined up and looks nice. So since this doesn't fit, since this is kind of a long address, I'm going to select all of that and just make this a tiny bit smaller. There we go. Make this 2 lines, and then I think this said, it was North Carolina. I don't know where this is. For some reason it didn't have the state on there, so just make sure when you add in this information that it has all the correct details that you need. But there we go. I added in the address. Super easy to replace that from my listing details over here. So like I said, on these social posts, there isn't a whole lot to add on here. It's just like a pretty image, so then you can add in the details on the caption. I do want to change out this logo up at the top. So I'm going to go over to my images again. I selected my logo. So for some reason, this is one thing I have noticed, the logos don't allow, it doesn't allow you to replace the logo. So I clicked on the logo and my option for replace image isn't available. I'm not sure why, it's just the logos that does that. So I clicked on this and I can either hit delete on my keyboard or hit the little trash can button. That'll actually remove it from the piece. And now I can go over and click on Green Bay, this new logo, and that'll add that in. So I'm going to drag the corner, make this smaller, and then maybe put it down in the corner. I don't have a better, this would be better with a white logo. I don't have that saved to my computer. Let's see if I can actually find it in here. So I'm in logos over here. You have different text options, icons that you can add in, logos. I don't think, yeah, it doesn't have the logos for the offices. Like I can't get this one in white from this place. You would have to get that in Connect and then import it. But let's just go ahead and take that one off. Oh, I added a holder image. So if I click on logos, I can actually just use one of these generic ones. There you go. Gives me just a white logo. I think that would work a lot better. And I can put that down here in the corner. All right. So there we go. That is my just listed Instagram piece. Up at the top right, this is the piece name. So to change this, I'm going to just go ahead and double click on that. You can. So yeah, you would import the logo the same way I imported the image. You would go up here to images and then add to library, and you can add in the logo. That's what we did for this one, but it was already in my library. So same process for adding in the logos because the logos are just images. So I'm going to change the title of this piece to just listed Maysfield. And when I hit enter, you can see, oops, it goes quick, but it said saving and then saved. And now this piece is saved in my library in Command. So to go ahead and use this, what we're going to do is go up to this button right here, download. And it gives me a couple options. I can download a JPEG. For this, it doesn't really matter, JPEG or PNG. PNG is great for images that have a transparent background, which this one does not. So you can just download a JPEG. PDF, this is great for flyers, which I'll be showing you next. But we just need a JPEG for this. So I can click Start Download, and this is going to save to my computer. So this will pop up in 1 second. There we go. And I'm just going to pop this open so you guys can see it. There we go. This is my Instagram piece. So you can see this looks beautiful, great design, nice and clean looking. So now I have this saved to my computer. I can email this to myself and then upload it to Instagram. And then these are just JPEG images. They are sized for different, the different social media profiles. But you could post this on Facebook if you wanted to. You could put this in an email if you wanted to. It's a JPEG, so you can just do whatever you need to with it. This is just specifically just the sizing for Instagram, but yeah, pretty universal. So that's how you can create those social posts. Super easy. I'm going to hit this KW up at the top left. It's going to take me back to WeBrand, and you guys can play around in here some more. Like I said, lots of awesome social media templates in here for LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, Instagram Stories, Instagram, Facebook, and then this one specifically for agent sites, they have some backgrounds for your IDX site, which is cool. So I want to go back to Command. I think if we click on this up at the top right, is that going to bring us back? Yes. Okay, cool. So I know I did that kind of quick. If you're still on that screen, in WeBrand up at the top right, if you click on the little tiny X, that'll bring you back over to Command. So we are back in My Design Templates, and you can see this piece we just worked on is up here at the top left. I do want to show you guys a print piece. So I'm going to click on the little X down at the bottom right again. This time we'll click Print. And let's go ahead and import the photos and text from a listing again. Just makes it so easy to do that, which is awesome. And we'll click Next. All right, from here we can go ahead and choose our listing again. So when you first come to this page, it shows 0, but if you just click all listings again, like click this drop down and then select all listings, it'll pull everything up. And then of course you can use this search option here. Let's see, that first house was pretty good choice. This one looks like it might have nice photos. So I'm going to just select another listing just to play around with. Select your listing, and then that brings you back over into WeBrand once again. Now we are in Print Templates. So you can see the different templates over here on the left. There are some business cards, event invitations, and you can see there are different options like door hangers, flyers, and postcards. Just listed, just sold. There are some listing presentations in here as well. These are really nice. But let's start just with like a regular flyer. So we'll do just listed again. You can see for these ones we have door hangers, flyers, bifolds. I will point out they don't offer printing. So if you do create any of these, you will need to have them printed on your own. Just a heads up there. Some trifolds, and then different postcards. Oh, that's cute. This one's a keeper. Let's just do a flyer real quick. I'll go ahead and select this one and click that Use button. And that'll bring us into the flyer so we can start designing it. All right. So again, you can upload photos and logos from your library. But for this one, it'll probably be easier. I'm zooming in down at the bottom right to go off KWLS. So I'm going to click KWLS over on the left. We had already selected our listing. And now we can just start to switch this information and the photos out. So I'm going to click on this first header image and swap this out for a photo of the home. So I'll go over here to my photos and click Replace Image. That looks really nice. There are some more photo spots down here, so I'll just go ahead and switch these out as well. I always do like a living room, a kitchen, and then it kind of depends. Like if there's like a nice bedroom, I can do that. Sometimes like a backyard shot is nice, but you guys are the realtors, you probably know what's better. Let's just throw that one in there. Alright, so you can select whatever photos you need to, and then we can go back over to the left and click on Listing Details and swap this out. So this is nice because now I don't have to go through and type in everything or copy and paste. It pulls over this information for me, makes it really easy for me to plug it in. So I clicked on the property description, and now I'm going to find that section over here. There we go, down at the bottom. Oh man, it's in all caps. So I'll go ahead and I found my property description. I'm going to hit that replace button and you'll see, there we go, it plugged in my property description. So you may have to play around with this. Oh, there we go. So when you drag, I guess when you drag the little dots in the corner, it makes the box bigger, but for this one it makes the font bigger as well, which is cool. Very, very easy, so then you don't have to highlight this and like click a specific font size. If I were to click this box, it doesn't change the font, or this little bar right here, it changes the box size. It doesn't change the font size, so just keep that in mind. There we go. That looks good enough for me. I can throw that in there, you know, line it up, make sure it looks good. I can plug in the address. I'm going to click on the address here. I believe that was up toward the top. Here we go. I found my property address. I'll hit replace. You can see it changes that out. I do want to make this, bigger. Let's see if I can get this box selected. There we go. Just making this bigger so you can see the address a little clearer. It is interesting that it doesn't, I guess, it doesn't have the state listed. Which I guess you probably know, you know, you're in the state, you know what state it is. I don't remember which state this was. Oh, North Carolina, right there. All right, so I like to add that in. And I will click on this box again and just change the alignment a little bit. I'm just going to scoot it over. There we go. All right, there's the address. I can find the listing price. Take off US dollars. I think that's assumed, so you probably don't need that on there. Oops. There we go. Property details. You guys get the general idea. So I am kind of... Okay, so for these ones, it does do it individually, so I would probably just double click on this text box and change that out manually. So 3 beds, 3.5 bath, and then 2440 square feet. There we go. You can see it did drop down the feet in square feet down to the bottom, so I'll go ahead and expand that, make it bigger. So that looks pretty good. We probably don't need any more information from the KWLS section, so I'm going to hit back and I'm going to click on images. So now I need to swap out like Scott's headshot here. So I'll click on the headshot and then hit replace image. I do want to change out that logo, so remember, okay, so for the logo, like I said, for some reason it doesn't let you replace it, so I'm just going to go ahead and hit delete on my keyboard. The logo's gone, and when I click on this logo that I've already added to my library, it'll plop that in for me, and then I can bring it up to the corner, make it smaller. I know this doesn't make sense to have a Green Bay logo on a North Carolina listing, but we're just going to roll with it. There we go, plug that in, and let's pretend that I've already switched this out with my agent information. You can just type that in. And that looks good to go. So this is my listing flyer. You can see super simple, easy to create, and it gives you this beautiful flyer. And you can move things around too. Like if you don't like this template, it's really easy to like select these photos and move them around. So you're not limited to this template. You can change this around and make it look however you'd like. I do want to go up to the top and save this, so I will go Boswell, just listed. That is now saved in my command library. And then to download, I will click on the little down arrow button. And okay, so for these, again, same options. So JPEG and PNG, if you wanted to post this flyer on Facebook or put it in the body of an email, what have you, then definitely download the JPEG. You can do that, which is awesome. If you were going to be printing this and using it as a flyer, you would want to click Get PDF. And then for these, it does ask, so this first section it says all designs, current design, or download in range. I think this is for like multi-page documents, like your listing presentation. So for this, I would leave it as all designs because it's just one page. And then quality. So for this, we want to print this. So I'll go ahead and change this to high resolution print quality. And then start download. That is going to allow me to save this flyer on my computer. And I can save that. And now let's go ahead and open this up. Is it going? Oh, yep, there we go. And there we go. We can see my awesome flyer. And you can see this looks really beautiful, high resolution. And now I can go and take this to a printer and create some beautiful flyers. Super, super simple. I'm going to go back to the top right, click on this little KW back button, or top left, sorry, I know my left from my right. There we go. So I just want to point out a couple more things in here. Like I said, there are some listing presentations, which are really awesome. You can create these and customize them. And then the last thing I want to point out are these neighborhood snaps. These are basically like informational flyers about a neighborhood you may be working in. So there are flyers, door hangers, and postcards. These are really great for door knocking. So let's just like put together one super quick. So I'm going to go over and choose this one on the far right. I just want you guys to see what these look like because they are really cool. And click Use. All right, so for this piece it says, will your next move be to Barton Hills? So you can create these awesome neighborhood snaps for specific neighborhoods that you are working in. So you can see down at the bottom there is this section, and it's kind of blurry, you can't tell, but it has, I think it says like average price, like listing price and sold price, and then it has information about like I said, it's blurry in the example, but I think it's like available listings, how many just sold, price per square foot, things like that. So what we want to do is we want to switch out this placeholder image for one that is specific to the neighborhood we're working in. So I'm going to click on this, and then I'm going to go over to KWLS and hit back. So we have the option up here at the top for listing or snapshots. So I'm going to click on snapshots. And now we can search for the neighborhood. You can search by neighborhood name or postal code. So let's just type in one and see what happens. Alright, so I typed in Green Hills. I'm in Nashville, and that's a nice neighborhood around here. So you can scroll through. Let's see if they have Green Hills, Nashville in here. There's a lot of Green Hills. There we go. Alright, so you can find your specific neighborhood and then click on that, and it's going to pop this open. Perfect. So you can see these are different things that you can pull over into this piece. So like this one would be the whole door knocking piece, and you'd basically just drag that over. But for this one, I selected this image down here. I'm going to go over to this and click replace. And you can see it plugged it in. So now when we zoom in, this is going to be nice and clear. I just want you guys to see that a little closer. It has a map of that Green Hills neighborhood, the average listing price, the average sold price, how many active listings, how many pending, the average days on market, and the average price per square foot. Wow, this is a very expensive neighborhood. So you may notice, if you go in here, let's see if I can find an example. Not all neighborhoods are available yet. So if you are working on one and it doesn't generate for you, I think this will load eventually, but if it isn't available, I think it'll all of this will say NA, where it should have the information. So just keep checking back. They are adding more neighborhoods every day, so you'll just have to check on that, and hopefully your neighborhood you're working on will be added soon. But I'm going to go ahead and zoom out. So basically you plug in this information, and then you would have to manually update the rest. It doesn't give you like a little blurb about each specific neighborhood. So you'd have to go up here, click on this and say like, will your next neighborhood, or will your next move be to Green Hills? So the stats are pulling from Nextdoor. So all of the information that in command, like the neighborhoods, when you create the neighborhood landing pages, things like that, that pulls from Nextdoor. So you guys can play around with this. You can, of course, change out this image. I'll go up here to images. So they have, this is my library, but they do have stock images in here as well. So if we click on company, we can go into the KW stock images. And you can use any of these. So maybe you want to like use this happy family. Oh, that's so cute, making cookies. You can swap these out. You have access to all these awesome stock images. And then of course you would go back through, switch these things out. Same thing we've done before, so I'm not going to do it again. Save this, change the name, so I'll do like Green Hills Snapshot. And then I can download this and start to print it, post it, do whatever I want with it. So super cool, another great template available to you in WeBrand. I'm going to hit back again, that little KW. I'm going to say don't save. And there we go. So you guys can just continue to work in here, check out all these templates. Like I said, they're really, really awesome. I think they're really beautiful, really easy to use. And of course, if you have any trouble when you're working on these, let us know, and we are always happy to help. I do want to switch gears before we wrap up today and show you some templates that we have available on our site. So if you go to scottleroymarketing.com, this is our website. We're going to scroll down and go to the menu here and highlight KW Resources. And then we're going to go ahead and click on Templates. scottleroymarketing.com/templates will bring you there as well. But a while back, we had lots of agents asking us for templates, specifically email signatures, so we decided to create a bunch of templates for you guys. Up here at the top, you can see this video. I recommend that if you're going to be using any of our templates, you watch this video first. I'm going to do a super quick rundown today of how to create an email signature. But this video here walks you through the process really slowly and detailed, so I recommend watching this for any of the templates. And then if you scroll down, you can see all of our templates here. Different flyers, calendars, we have Facebook cover photos, email signatures, lots of good stuff in here. But the main thing that most people utilize our templates for would be our email signatures. So I'll go ahead and click on the button for email signatures or whatever template you're working on. And you can see that that brings us into Google Drive. So you do have to be signed into a Gmail to access our templates. If you don't have a Gmail that you're currently using, your kw.com email is actually a Gmail, so you can utilize that. And you can see it did bring me into the email signatures. I'm going to change the view of this. Usually it's on grid view instead of list view. So you can see we have a bunch of different signatures. We have modern, normal, vertical, and widescreen. So you can select the folder and to take a closer look at our signatures, we have a bunch in each folder. So you can see a little preview of those here. And then I'll go ahead and this one's nice. I'll click on this one. I don't think I've done this one before. So you can double click on the signature and that'll bring you in. So one thing I want to point out, well, a couple things. So there are 3 slides here. So it's in Google Slides, kind of similar to editing in PowerPoint. So the first slide would be your signature. The second one, this message here is telling you that these social media links that are on this signature are not going to be clickable. So if you create this signature, just keep that in mind. You won't be able to link these. I would recommend taking these out altogether, and then you can actually add them in below your signature and then link them that way, and then people will be able to click on them. So that's what this message here is saying. And then the last one is just saying watch the video for the steps. But you can see when I come to this signature, I can't do anything. Like I'm clicking on here, but I can't move anything. It's not allowing me to change the text. So you'll see up here at the top left, it says view only. What you don't want to do is click on this and hit request edit access. We can't give you access to our master files, so we will have to delete that request. But what you can do is go up here and click file up at the top left and then make a copy. And what this will do, go ahead and hit OK. This is going to open up a new tab and basically save a copy of this signature to your Google Drive. So now you can see this opens up and we can actually make changes. So we can go in here, you can change out your photo. For example, if I highlight this, and then I think if we go File, or Insert Image, that'll allow you to upload a different image. You can grab things and move them around. Again, those grid lines pop up, which is really nice, makes it easy for you to have everything centered and aligned. You can change out the text. I just like blanked on our phone number, 236-2568. Is that it? 3568? I think it's 2. You can change out the email. That's a little big, so I'll probably make this smaller. Or just make the box bigger. So super, super simple. Again, I can highlight this. Maybe I don't like this font. Ooh. Looks like that font is maybe a little bigger, so it bumped my email down again. There we go. So you guys get the general idea. You can play around with this signature. You can change the colors of things. You can change these icons, move them around. Like I said, for these specifically, I would probably delete them because they're not going to be clickable. But you can play around with this. Add in your email, your website link, your office address if you need that on there. Totally customize this. And then what you do is you would go over to File, and then Download. And we have a few options here. We have options for JPEG, PNG, and then PDF. So you can do JPEG or PDF, but unfortunately when you do this, it's not going to give you a nice high-res version of this signature. It might be a little blurry, so what we recommend doing is downloading the PDF. This is going to save this email signature as a PDF, which will be nice and high-res. But as you may or may not know, you can't upload a PDF into an email signature section, so we will have to convert this. So we have to convert this to a JPEG. So I'm going to go up to my address bar, and we're going to go to JPG to PDF.net. And this website is a free converter. Oh, no, that's not it. PDF to I gotta go the other way around. PDF to JPG.net. And I know this website kind of looks sketchy, but it's not. So if you scroll down, don't let the ads fool you. This is not the real button. If we scroll down, it says pick the PDF to convert to a JPEG. So I'll click choose a PDF file, and then choose this PDF off my computer, the one we just saved. And I know I'm going kind of quick, but like I said, watch this video if you are working on this for the first time. It goes a lot slower and a lot more detailed, and it'll walk you through it. But basically I selected my PDF, and then over to the right for JPEG quality, we want to change this to excellent. And then we can go convert PDF to JPEG. So now you can see very quickly it converted this to 3 different JPEGs because this signature was 3 different slides. And then of course the first one is the one we were working on. So I'll click download. And when I open that up, it'll give me my converted PDF. Maybe. Okay, there we go. All right, so you can see your signature is not going to be this big. It did look a tiny bit grainy when it was blown up that large. Oh, what is going on? There we go. All right. So you can see that looks great. you can now, this is saved to your computer, and now you can go into your email settings and attach this to your signature. Alright, so all of our templates are basically those same steps. You go into Drive, add it to your Drive, and then you edit it, and then you can download it. But please, if you are working on these, watch this video. It goes through it a lot slower than I just did. And then, of course, if you are having any trouble when you're working on your email signatures, or need help attaching it to your email once you have it created, let us know, and we would be happy to help. But that is actually about it for our Designs 101 class today. I know we went through quite a bit. I am recording this class, so if you want to go back through it again, you can watch this on our YouTube page, or we do have individual videos on, I think, like each thing I went over. We do have an individual video on those neighborhood snaps. Of course, we have this video on our signature, so you can go in and find those. But I do want to point out our contact information down here at the bottom. We are here Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern on emails, and 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern on phones, so feel free to reach out to us if you have any comments, questions, concerns, things like that. If not, thank you guys for sticking around on a Friday to watch our class, and we will talk to you soon. Have a great weekend.